So Robert Saleh recently just was hired by the New York Jets. And look, Robert Saleh is more than a qualified NFL head coach at this point. He's got the experience. He's been a defensive coordinator. He was a great defensive coordinator with the San Francisco 49ers. Robert Saleh, he brings energy, he brings fire, he brings passion to the game of football. He's a fiery guy on the sideline. Look, I don't think Robert Saleh gets enough credit for his success in San Francisco in allowing them to get to a Super Bowl. And if we're not for Jimmy Garoppolo's missed throws and Patrick Mahomes' greatness, we could have seen the San Francisco 49ers winning a Super Bowl led by Robert Saleh's defense. And this year, the 49ers, they had a ton of injuries. Robert Saleh, he patched up that defense. They did not miss a beat. Robert Saleh is more than capable of being a very good head coach in the NFL. He could be a solid head coach, no doubt about it, okay? But long term, as far as Robert Saleh, when he looks back potentially on his football career, this could be a stain on Robert Saleh as far as his time with the New York Jets. Looking back, Robert Saleh could very well regret taking the New York Jets head coaching job. Because, folks, there is no other way around it. I don't care what anyone says. No one is going to change my opinion at the moment. The New York Jets are going to have to prove me wrong. Because as I speak today, being the head coach for the New York Jets is not an attractive job. It's not. Out of all the new head coach openings, the New York Jets by far were the worst job opportunity. I just hope and pray that Robert Saleh did not ultimately make a big-time mistake taking on the opportunity to be the head coach for the New York Jets, because I look at the Jacksonville Jaguars, they got better draft picks. Expectations are much lower in Jacksonville. I think they actually have a very good young offensive roster full of really good young players. All they really need is a quarterback to me and a competent head coach. You look at the Houston Texans, they've got Deshaun Watson. The New York Jets don't. You look at the Los Angeles Chargers, they've got Justin Herbert. The New York Jets don't. Not to mention, the LA market to me is a little bit more attractive than the New York market. The weather's better, and ultimately, the Chargers are just flat out a better football team right now today than the Jets. Look at the Detroit Lions. At least they have Matthew Stafford, who's a fringe top 10 quarterback. At least they don't have high expectations. Their expectations are low. You look at the Atlanta Falcons roster compared to the New York Jets roster. The Falcons have way more talent. And the Philadelphia Eagles, they got not one but two talented quarterbacks in Carson Wentz and Jalen Hurts. And they've got a better roster than the New York Jets as well. And they're in a much, much easier division. The New York Jets job is a very, very, very hard job to take on, okay? Because you're working with a terrible roster, a bad offensive line, not great wide receivers outside of Denzel Mims. It's a bottom five roster, and you're going to a division with Bill Belichick, Sean McDermott, and Brian Flores being the head coaches that will see you 6 times a year. And not to mention the Jets, they've been a dysfunctional organization for mostly the last decade, okay? And we can talk about, oh, the Jets have cap space. It's the New York market. Players will want to come play with the New York Jets, okay? And blah, 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 blah. I don't want to hear it. The Jets have always had cap space. They've done nothing with it, okay? And I'm sorry, but Bill Belichick in a down year, the guy won 7 games. Greatest head coach of all time, Brian Flores and Sean McDermott very well could already be 2 of the top 10 head coaches right now. You can make the argument that the AFC East division, the division that the New York Jets are in, that's the most well-coached division in the entire NFL outside of maybe the NFC West, because you got Pete Carroll, Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay, and Cliff Kingsbury. Yeah, Cliff Kingsbury has his flaws, but he's a decent head coach, you know. I'm sorry, but good luck versus those coaches. those coaches have better rosters, especially when you look at Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. I mean, the Buffalo Bills very well could be the next great team for the next 10 to 12 years. The Miami Dolphins won 10 games with below average quarterback play, and Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots, I believe they're going to get things right eventually. You mean to tell me the Patriots are going to be trash and terrible forever? They had one bad year. Let them get a break, okay? They'll reboot. So ultimately, look, I hope Robert Saleh proves me wrong and turns the New York Jets around. I'm not saying he can't do it. I'm just saying, boy, oh boy, is that a tall task for Robert Saleh to take on. And I just hope and pray that Robert Saleh did not make a mistake, because right now, today, the New York Jets head coaching opportunity is not an attractive job at all, in my opinion. Not at all, okay? I understand you got the number 2 overall pick. You've got some solid pieces. But compared to the other jobs out in the market, I would have much rather taken the Jaguars job. I would have much rather taken the Texans job. I would have much rather taken the Chargers job. And I even think the Falcons, Eagles, and the Lions job is more attractive than the Jets job, because they have better quarterbacks and better players, ultimately. So that's how I feel about the Jets. I hope I'm wrong. I hope Robert Saleh and the Jets organization proves me wrong. But ultimately, I'm not believing in the Jets until I see some sustained success over a good period of time. That's how I feel. And I'm not changing my opinion until those things occur. Thank you so much for watching this video today. Please also note that the Juice Alert Sports Podcast is not just a YouTube channel. It is available on all podcasting platforms, including Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this content with all your friends. This podcast is my favorite thing in the entire world right now. It is my passion. And I want more people to listen to this podcast. I really want this podcast to grow. Also, a fun fact about me is that I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I am looking to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. And I potentially would like to start my own network if this podcast really truly grows. Or if I fall short of that goal, I would love to work for a big-time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. I am open to all networks. So if you believe in my dreams and you see or hear my passion through the screen, be sure to tell all your friends about the Juice Alert Sports Podcast. Stay motivated, you guys. Have a God bless day, and I'm out.